Hey YouTube, Robbie coming to you guys here with the Crystal Beast deck profile, like I promised in the other, the 6 Samurai deck. So, I know I just put the 6 Samurai deck out yesterday, but just bringing you guys more content as I get it done. So, 3 Sapphire Pegasus. For you guys that don't know what this card does, it puts one from the deck straight into your spell and trap zone, and then all of these say when they're destroyed, you can put them in your spell trap card zone, therefore after. So that matters for a lot of other cards in the deck. 2 Carbuncle. This says when special summoned, you can special summon everything from the bench, aka the spell and trap zone. So card's kind of nuts. 2 Tiger. I had 3 in here originally, but like I only felt like the Tiger was really good some of the times, not all the times. Just this is the best monster in the deck, honestly. And then 2 Amethyst Cat. I had 1 as an option, but because of one of like the other cool plays I saw on another YouTuber's video of the deck, the second one came back in, and I just wanted to have that like option be there. But having this in the deck is kind of important, and that's all the Crystal Beast monsters we are playing. There are no Rainbow Dragons or no other Crystal Beasts necessary. Next we have Summoner Monk. Monk being able to get this card is very good. Our deck does play a lot of spell cards, so coming up there will be a lot of spell cards to talk about. So Monk being able to get Sapphire Pegasus is just super neat. Other option for it is Cat. Cat can get you the 2 cats, so you can go cats, or you can go cat into cat. And our last, or one of our last monsters is Arabellum. So at least this gives you some sort of synchro options to do from here. One of the more cool ones that I saw on that said YouTuber's channel, I'll get into when I get in the extra deck, but it's really nice, and it lets you like just kind of do whatever you want, per se. Not really like exactly, but lets you draw your whole deck basically. And then the last 2 monsters are 2 Dragon Queens of the Tragic Endings. This card says you can special summon it if you have 3 face-up cards in your, or face-up continuous spell or trap. So this is kind of like your boss monster instead of Haman. The other option is Haman, but I felt like this card's just better, more or less. And this card does damage. Your opponent discards 1, you draw 1, and then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it back. So the card's really nice for the deck. So that's all the monsters, not a lot, but you don't really want a lot. You don't want to clunk up your hand too much. And like this deck is definitely a setup deck where it takes a little bit of time to set up what you're trying to do with the deck. So it takes some good getting used to, honestly. But next is the spells. 3 Promise. This just says special summon 1 from the bench. So it's the best spell, I think, in my book for the deck, just because it's like you can go Pegasus into Pegasus on the bench and then bring out the Pegasus and then bring out another card down. So like you turn 2 cards into like 3 cards, like 2 monsters really quickly, and then like you have just like another dude ready for like any of your other follow-up plays. Then we have 3 Abundance. This card is cracked. This is kind of like how you kill your opponent, really. There's like multiple ways you could do it, but like this just like you send 4 from the bench to the grave, to send all cards your opponent controls, and then special summon is up to the number that you sent to the graveyard they controlled. So this card could be really, really good or really, really bad depending on the game state. But if you can just like, you know, push it in with this card, and you can just summon 3 1800 beaters, a 1600 beater, and then like another dude, and it's just, they're dead. Next is 2 Field Spell. This card's got a lot of crazy effects, honestly. If you have 1 in the bench, it can't be destroyed. 2, you take half damage. 3, you can negate a spell or trap by sending one of them to the grave. 4, you can draw a card. And 5, I forget the 5 effects. Special summon 1 from the bench. So really the 4 effect is the one we're going to go for that loop that we'll talk about later. Next, we have 3 rare value. This puts a guy, if you have 2 on the bench, you can put a guy in the grave, or your opponent picks 1, puts it in the grave, and you draw 2. Beacon says if you have 2 on the bench, special summon 1 from your deck. So this can get you This gets you normally Carbuncle, and Carbuncle lets you just summon all the guys. Realistically, you're trying to use Carbuncle a lot in this deck, I'd say, but yeah. 2 release. This card's kind of weird. It gives the guy 1800 boost, which is really nice. And then if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can send one from the bench, from your deck to the bench. So like that at least lets you like do a little more, but just lets you push over monsters with it, so it's nice. 2 blessing. If you have 2 guys in the graveyard, you can throw them right down there. If you guys haven't already caught on, the whole idea is just to have them down there. Last couple of spells are the generic spells. You have Heavy, you have Space, you have Trunade. Trunade's cool because like you can just put a monster back to your hand, just free fodder for it. And then you have Foolish for Dragon Queens, since Dragon Queens can be brought up from the grave. So, and then it combos with Blessing as well. So like Foolish just has a couple applications. Last is the traps. We have 1 Crystal Raigeki and 1 Raigeki break. So this one doesn't require any setup because you pop a card, discard a card, which lets this get live. This one, you send one from the bench to destroy a card. So it's like functionality-wise, these play the same. This one's going to be live more often than this one, but like, sure. And then we just have the 4 staple trap cards of the format, honestly. So that is the Crystal Beast main deck. It is, I think, 41 cards. I'll have the link down below for Dueling Book for you guys. The extra deck, there's only a couple of cards that matter, but these are all like the options that you could have, possibly. I don't know. Iron Chain, Gaia, Flame Veil, so like the bad 6 stars. Brio, Goyo. What I meant by like the loop is with Brio is if you have 4 down below, you can draw a card off of this. So you draw a card, you Brionic, discard said card, add this back to hand, play it again, draw a card. Yeah, you guys get the idea. That way you can really draw into your abundances or your other cards that just kill your opponent. So Brionic's just got like a really cool effect for that in general. This deck uses Brionic more than other decks, and that's why I put in the Arabellum and Cat just to make this play like live. My other build before that was way more pure and just kind of like not as crazy. And then Arcanite, Black Rose, Arabellum, and Ancient Fairy. The 7s, realistically, you're not going to make any of these except Arcanite if you can't do the Brionic play. And then you have 8 stars, which are actually kind of impossible to make in this deck because you have 4s and 3s, and then a 6. So these cards are really not easy to summon, but it's better to have them there than to not have them there. And then lastly are the 2 9s. We have Mistworm, which is possible with Carbuncle, the cat play. And then you have Gotham's, which is playable with the cat play plus another Amethyst cat. So you do these. It's just options. I'm not going to say you have to really play these options. Realistically, you're probably, if you play this deck, not even going to use this extra deck outside of the 6s and 7s. But knowing that you have these options there is good. That being said, like I said before, I had a couple other cards in here before. So like I had these in the deck prior. And I wanted to try the cat stuff out instead. And that was just where I went with it. So the next deck coming up for you guys, there's a couple of sneak peeks here. I know, shocker, I'm giving sneak peeks. So we have Batterymen coming up. We have a Pure Volcanic deck coming up. And then we have a Stardust Assault Mode deck. And then we have a... we have a Doom Kaiser deck. And then we have a plant deck with these guys. So, yeah, we have 2 Assault Mode decks. We have a plant deck. And yeah, I just going crazy building decks, guys, and I really enjoy it. And I really hope you guys are enjoying the videos as well. So be on the lookout for some of those decks in the future. Give some support out to here and everyone else who's been on the grind for Edison and everything. So peace, guys.